when you get a gift, take the goddamn gift. And J.D. Vance, and you and I have talked about this, I'm going to talk about it publicly. He went on vacation. People, Florida resorts are hurting. Las Vegas tourism is down substantially. The national parks, Yellowstone's down 15%. So, okay, he's entitled to a vacation. I'll give him that. Guess where he went? To a place called Oxfordshire in England.
James, economists have debated what is the biggest concern. Is it inflation or is it unemployment? I think Trump may be giving us the answer. Both. Producer prices surged last month, and the latest jobs report suggested a softening economy, and the full effect of Trump's dangerous tariffs haven't kicked in yet. Trump's answer, of course, is to blame someone else. This is really one of the great scandals. He wants to he first fired the head of the BLS so he could get someone to give him good numbers, whether they're accurate or not. Now he's demanding a Federal Reserve Governor, Lisa Cook, resign because of dubious allegations of mortgage fraud. This is the next weaponization. I want everyone out there to remember this name, Bill Pulte. He is the head of the Federal Housing Authority, an obscure job, basically, except he's already tried to bring mortgage fraud cases against the Attorney General of New York, a Trump opponent, against Adam Schiff, and now against the Federal Reserve Governor, Lisa Cook, who happens to be black. This guy, Pulte, who has had his own charges of misconduct, is a henchman for Trump. So any of you Democrats out there, if you have a mortgage and you're a critic of Donald Trump, look out, because Mr. Pulte is coming after you. This is a weaponization of the federal government, James, the likes of which we've never seen, and it's to camouflage a really an economy that really looks like it's heading south.
Well, you know, Albert, the Brits do have a way with words, and the Telegraph of London, which is actually very Tory, they call it the Torygraph in London, described the U.S. economy brilliantly, accurately. It's a redneck recession. Actually, the people that are getting hurt the most are Trump voters. And, you know that the people that are getting hurt just as much are young, I hate the term, but let's just say young non-white males who had really low turnout and low participation in 2024 presidential election. And the conventionalism is that they didn't think they had anything at stake in this election. Well, you know what? You had a lot more at stake than you thought, people. You really did. This is not the prices, and particularly the prices of things that matter to people. Electricity, what I call the light bill, is exceeding everything. All right. I tell you another thing, car insurance, it's outstripping everything. And if you have a car and you borrowed money to have the car, which most people do, most people, in particularly middle class or sort of lower middle class people, if they have a car, they got a car note, their car insurance is going up astronomically. Don't even mention home insurance, but for a lot of people in the United States. And then you can go with, you want to eat hamburger? I can't afford steaks, I'll eat hamburger. Well, I can't afford that anymore either. It's outstripping the inflation. So there's a lot at stake here. It's not going very well at all.
Well, James, you're going to have to help me, because I remember I just looked the other day. Meat prices have gone up 9% since January. 9%. That's a huge increase. I thought Donald Trump told us he was going to cure inflation on day one. Am I misremembering?
Well, but look, if all these studies linking meat and heart disease, maybe this is the best thing ever happened to cardiology. I mean, I don't know if you're trying to think of something good, but most people, okay, so I can't eat a T-bone, but geez, I can eat a hamburger. No, can't do that either. And it's catching up, with him. His, now the latest is this YouGov Economist poll is consistent what we first reported in the UMass Amherst poll. We talked about it, and it correctly was the canary in the coal mine, because coming right after that, we saw the Pew poll, and now we're seeing another one. In other words, his numbers are in the toilet.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. I want to turn to J.D. Vance in a minute, but I just want to out there before I do. Don't forget the name Bill Pulte of the Federal Housing Administration. He is already going after Adam Schiff, Letitia James, and now a Fed governor with, I think, questionable charges of mortgage fraud. If you have a mortgage and you're a Democrat or a Trump critic, Bill Pulte may be coming after you. This is called weaponization. To go to J.D. Vance, James, he's down in Georgia. And he is hailing the big, beautiful bill, except you know what? They're not calling that anymore. What he is calling is the working class tax cut and blasting John Ossoff, the Democratic senator, for voting against it. What a total, complete charade hoax. Every study, CBO, Wharton, says this bill gives riches to the rich and takes from many of the poor and the working class. And extending the 2017 tax cuts did extend the tax cuts for some middle and working class, but they were small. And the Democrats, including Ossoff, always said, we want that. What we don't want are the tax cuts for the billionaires extended and for the greedy corporations. James, I'm surprised, but J.D. Vance didn't mention that in his Georgia campaigning.
So, memo to Senator Ossoff, let J.D. Vance frame the debate. Accept his terms of the debate. As we pointed out, the most unpopular piece of legislation in recent times, in this century, is the big bad bill. Mm-hmm. He wants, if they give you a gift, take the gift. All right? The vice president came to Georgia and he said, he's attacking me because I voted against this. Well, guess what? I did. And I would do it again and again and again and again. When you get a gift, take the goddamn gift. And J.D. Vance, and you and I have talked about this, I'm going to talk about it publicly. He went on vacation. People, Florida resorts are hurting. Las Vegas tourism is down substantially. The national parks, Yellowstone's down 15%. So, okay, he's entitled to a vacation. I'll give him that. Guess where he went? To a place called Oxfordshire in England, which is a tony wealthy place that rich Londoners go to. Call it the Martha's Vineyard of England. And why we didn't blow this up? Okay, why didn't the Tourist Association of the Florida Panhandle blow this up? The Las Vegas people, the California people, the Wyoming people. You mean you can't vacation and your wife and kids in his own country? I'm getting ready to go to Lake George. Could be the most beautiful place on earth. People in upstate New York would have been glad to have his money. But what does he do? He goes to a tony English village, and by the way, they wouldn't even let him in the best pub because employees in the pub said it wouldn't serve him. This is what, use J.D. Vance and just kick the shit out of him every chance you get.
Every Democrat, bring him into your district. You want J.D. Vance.
You want J.D. Yeah, J.D. fucking Vance. Go to Oxfordshire.